You can now count the amount of days the government has been shut down on two hands, 10 days. And we understand now it's going to extend into the next week. So the Senate rejected dueling funding bills for the seventh time yesterday. No votes happening today. And the blame game, well, guess what? It continues. In fact, here's Speaker Mike Johnson today blaming Democrats for failed negotiations.
Every single time the Republicans voted to pay the troops and federal workers, and every single time the Democrats voted not to. That is the record. They'll continue to put this bill on the floor. It'll be on the floor again next week in the Senate. And we'll see how many times they want people to go without paychecks. The Republicans are not playing games here.
He seems angry, and you definitely feel that there. Democratic House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries continues to dispute the claim that the Republican spending bill is clean. Listen to him.
What we heard from Republicans was that they passed a clean continuing resolution. Of course they didn't. It was a dirty partisan bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people. Then they tried to lie about the nature of the fight and pretend as if Democrats were fighting for anyone other than everyday Americans, working class Americans, and middle class Americans.
All right, so let's look at this. This is on X right now from the Office of Management and Budget Director Russ Vought. He is speaking about layoffs. In fact, you can see right here what he put. He posted this on social media. RIFs have begun. That's referring to reduction in force. And these are the real-time impacts. So CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion is live on Capitol Hill. Nikole, I mean, we're starting to see now the fallout, those layoffs. Any sign that come next Tuesday they can have any movement whatsoever?
Well, again, we'll have to see, but, I did ask Leader Thune a short time ago if he plans to have any conversations with Leader Schumer. At the end of the day, Democrats say that they want Republicans to come to the negotiating table, but Leader Thune said that he believes that Leader Schumer is checked out and that really any progress in terms of bringing more Senate Democrats to the table or even getting them to switch their votes, he believes is something that will happen organically. Obviously, we know in the Senate there have been these conversations that have been on again, off again, the latest being, whether or not perhaps Democrats would be allowed to vote on this issue of health care, particularly around this issue of the Affordable Care Act and extending those subsidies in exchange for them supporting government funding. But again, that's just so far kind of been loose talk, nothing that has really risen to something substantive in terms of potential action going forward. So again, as the leader seems to imply, like this will happen kind of more organically. So therefore, right now, the long answer to your question is probably no. No movement right now, especially since not only is the Senate going home, but the House continues to remain out of session.
Well, with all the complexities, I think that's a very concise answer because I think you could read page after page to us and you help us to digest it. But I'm just now reading Speaker Johnson canceled next week's Tuesday vote. Why?
Yeah, well, look, the Speaker continues to argue that, in his view, the House has done its job. They passed this clean extension of government funding, and as he has said time and again, that the ball is really in the Senate's court. So at this point, he does not feel a need to bring members back, even though some have indicated a willingness to do so. Some have even showed up here on Capitol Hill. But there are a contingent of lawmakers that are standing behind the Speaker in his decision not to bring the House back. Most notably, members of the House Freedom Caucus who held a call with the Speaker earlier today saying they stand by this tactic of keeping the House home. Furthermore, the Speaker argues, this is an opportunity for members to talk about the real impacts of the shutdown in their district. Democrats, however, see it differently. We've heard from Leader Jeffries continuing to say that House Republicans are on vacation, that they should be here, that Democrats are here in Washington, whereas Republicans are not. So again, a lot of talking points continue to be traded back and forth here on Capitol Hill, but again, with no substantive action to try to reopen the government.
Wow, Nikole Killion, I think you got your work cut out for you next week. Once again, thank you so much.